I want to talk about a real key to unlocking health and healing and personal growth and evolution. And it's basically taking a look at two different paradigms, two different ways of looking at things, two different ways of operating. So the first is more of the modern medicinal pharmaceutical approach, which is just treating the symptom and not even looking at the cause. So that's what we have on one hand. On the other hand, we have more of a holistic, realistic, holographic way of looking at things, which actually asks questions and tries to get to the bottom of the problem, tries to get to the root of the problem and solve the cause, not just treat the solution. So in this video, I'm going to give you some questions to ask and some real workable strategies of ways to interface with this and get this process going and move yourself away from this just treating the symptom or, oh, I feel bad or I feel depressed, let me go get an antidepressant. Or I feel bad, I feel depressed, I should go drink a bunch of beers or I should go smoke like 10 joints. It's just, that's more of a outdated kind of a paradigm. So now we're moving towards something that, maybe we're going to need some sort of temporary solution to kind of mitigate or alleviate some of the pain or frustration. But ultimately it's all fruitless and worthless unless we go and address the cause. Because once we eliminate the cause, change the way we're doing things, the results that we'll get will be different. So some questions to ask when something's happening, whether it's an emotional thing or a physical thing that's unfolding in your life. I'm going to give you 6 questions to ask that you can just ask yourself repeatedly, not just once and then to get frustrated because immediately the clouds don't open and you don't see the light. This is something that's going to take time. It's going to take you investing maybe 5 or 10 minutes every day and just spending some time analyzing the situation, trying to understand it and trying to find the cause. Because our mind is like a computer. It's kind of like Google. We type in something in Google and we come up with a result. The more specific, the more direct we get, the better the result we get. So our mind is like that with Google, but with our mind we have to take it to another level and use a lot of repetition, use a lot of focus and regularity to get the results that we need. So the first question is, of course, what is the lesson here? So when something's happening, if it's an emotional problem, interpersonal problem, spiritual problem, physical problem, it's always important to ask, what's the lesson? Rather than saying, oh, why does this happen to me? This is stupid. I hate this. Why does this always happen? Why does this person act this way? We need to say, okay, what's the lesson here? What is this situation trying to teach me? What is this situation reminding me of? What is this person reminding me of in myself that I'm not really too keen on? So the second question is, how am I helping to create this situation? What actions am I taking? What thoughts am I thinking? What beliefs do I have that are allowing this situation to occur? The third question is, how am I keeping myself stuck in this situation, or how am I keeping myself stuck where I am now? Because it's like, let's say you're overweight, or let's say you're depressed, and you're just so upset about that. So one way that you're keeping yourself stuck is, for one, doing things that are making you depressed, not doing things that make you happy. Or if you're overweight, you're not exercising, you're not eating better, you're not changing your vision of yourself, you're not changing your image of yourself. So that's one way that you're keeping yourself stuck. Next way is something I touched on before, but what beliefs do I have about this that are allowing this to occur? Now, if you're depressed, do you fundamentally believe at your core that, oh, well, I've always been depressed, my parents were depressed, my brother's depressed, now I have to be depressed, the world sucks, look at all the problems. Are those your beliefs? Or are your beliefs, well, in the past I had this issue which helped me to grow and become more than I am now, and now I'm moving past it, I'm moving away from it and moving more towards happiness. And then you have to ask yourself, is it possible to have, whatever it is that you're moving towards? You have to ask yourself if you have the belief that it's even possible. Because you have the belief that it's not even possible, you're just going to prove yourself right. And that's the thing with beliefs, is no matter how stupid they are, no matter how much they don't serve us, no matter how much they harm us, we're just going to prove ourselves right. Just so that we can say, see, I'm right. See, I told you this is how it was going to be. But it's really just because our beliefs will kind of frame a situation and kind of somehow influence things so that we'll be able to say, look, I'm right. So it's important to choose beliefs that actually serve you and move you towards what you want. So the fifth question is, what are the alternatives here? If you're depressed, okay, ask yourself, well, is it possible to feel better? Is it possible to feel a little bit better? Is it possible to move from just lethargic depression to maybe being angry, maybe just wanting to get up and do something? Is it possible to, feel differently in this situation? Is there a different way of looking at this situation than I am right now? Which basically builds upon what we were talking about earlier. So instead of saying, why does this happen to me? Why does this always work out like this? Take another way of looking at it. Say, okay, well, maybe there's another way of looking at it. Maybe I can ask, what's the lesson here? What is this trying to teach me? What's the growth experience that this is moving me towards? So the last question is, what can I do right now to start a shift to get things moving in the right direction? Whatever the action is, whatever it comes to mind, even if it's just like tying your shoes or doing the laundry or cleaning your room or throwing out some stuff, whatever it comes to mind as something that's going to get you moving in that direction, no matter how trivial or mundane it might seem, just do it. Just do it immediately. Even if it takes 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, because there's a quote that I like that says, people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but they massively underestimate what they can accomplish in like 5 or 10 minutes. So those are 6 questions that you can ask yourself. Basically, take yourself out of this why me, disempowered kind of paradigm into something that's more empowered, something that's more proactive, and something that's more holographic and holistic, and something that's just more real and true. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.